Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are here to present our presentation called Use of CodeIgniter Framework and Work Making Simple Web-Based Application. Before we start the presentation, let me introduce our group. My name is Ovi Putranisa Lubis and my friend's name is Sahala Zulfika. We are from group 5 from class 4SC6. And in this presentation, we have the agenda for presentation. The first one is definition of framework. The second one is definition of CodeIgniter. And the third one is various type of CodeIgniter framework. And for the very first slide, we have definition of framework. Framework is a framework. Framework can also be interpreted as a collection of scripts, especially classes and functions, that can help developers or programmers in dealing with various problems in programming, such as connections to database, calling variables, files, etc. So developers are more focused and faster to build applications. In simple terms, it can be explained that a framework is a collection of functions or libraries. Then a programmer no longer needs to create functions, usually called a collection of libraries, from the beginning. The programmer just calls a collection of libraries or functions that are already in the framework. Of course, how to use those functions already defined by the framework. And in this slide, we have various types of framework. We have three frameworks, which is framework PHP, JavaScript, and Ruby. And in framework PHP, there's such a framework as Cake PHP, CodeIgniter, Symfony, Zen, Yi, and Kohana. And in JavaScript, we have jQuery and Moodles. And on Ruby, we only have Ruby on Rails or ROR. And the next slide will be presented by Vika. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Sahla Zulfika and I will continue our presentation about CodeIgniter. First, definition of CodeIgniter. CodeIgniter is loosely based on the popular model view controller or MVC development pattern, while a controller class are necessary part of development under CodeIgniter. Models and view are optional. CodeIgniter can be also modified to use hierarchy model view controller or HMVC, which allow the development to maintain modular grouping of controller, model, view, arranged in subdirectory format. CodeIgniter is most often noted for its speed when compared to other PHP frameworks. In critical text on PHP frameworks in general, PHP creator Rasmus Lerner spoke at VROSCon in August 2018, noting that he liked CodeIgniter because it's faster, lighter, and less like a framework. Next, in this slide is show a feature of CodeIgniter. Feature in CodeIgniter, model view controller or MVC-based framework, support for the majority of database type, support a query builder, independent from and data validation, session and management, secure website from XSS, cross-site scripting, and less file uploading class. Next, CodeIgniter works. CodeIgniter is model view controller framework. If the user requests a resource, the controller replies first. Then the controller comprehends its request and addresses the essential database if needed. For example, If you need to retrieve a client with ID 4, the controller will accept this request and then will notify the model to retrieve the record with ID of 5. The model then submits back the record to the controller class, and the controller then sends the outcome to view, which laid into readable format, such as outcome in return to present user in the browser. Okay. The conclusion is CodeIgniter is one of the best PHP frameworks offering an open source development platform. It assists PHP developers by providing the simplest way to use modular method and get any explicit function. Easy to build, large scale, dynamic, and secure web application due to the friendly URL. It has great debugging trait that defines bug instance and display warning and error. And finish our presentation. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.